confiscate the money. That girl is a real proud small world, all her friends know me.
So we are back at the brand new episode of Cincinnati Stingers MyLEAGUE here in NBA 2K17, but last episode we had another season of the Stingers franchise. We had a pretty great year, I guess you could say. First season of Craig Lawson's career, his rookie season. He had a great season, obviously averaging almost double-double there, about 9 points and about 10 rebounds on the season for him. But Craig Lawson slowly developing into one of the best centers in the NBA already. Obviously, you know the crop of talent here in the NBA is not good whatsoever. Beside the Stingers, there's barely any good talent whatsoever in the NBA when it comes to like a complete team. You have one superstar per team practically, except the Stingers really have like a few on there. But for this season, we're going to go and do up the draft class quality to about 60 right there. Just it's not crazy or anything. Plus, we're going to go and upgrade the player potential progression, I guess, for 62. So we're making sure that hopefully the NBA will get good this season. But we're number one all power rankings this season. Last season we went only at 7 losses in that one. So I mean, you can have a better season here, I guess, if you want to go and beat that. But right now, we're going to start off 12-0 here, 13-1, 14-1. Our team is killing it so far throughout this entire first half of the season. But looks like right now we've won 13. We usually win about 13 games in a row. We lose about 1 or 2. We'll win like another 20 games in a row. We lose 1. So that's basically the pattern for this team, basically. We win we win a whole bunch of games. We only take 1 out in like the first half. So approaching the All-Star break though, 53 wins, only 3 losses here on the season. Number 1 in the Eastern Conference so far. And right now we're going to re-sign Francis Jenkins to a contract, $30 million for 3 years. Not too bad for the 6th man of the year for like the last 2 or 3 years. But right now in MVP voting, Fred Aldridge, Chris Mayo, and Nick Cheeks all are up there for MVP. Your All-Stars this year are Fred Aldridge and Chris Mayo plus Nick Cheeks. So 3 All-Stars from the Stingers this year, and the rest are all from the NBA. But Western Conference All-Stars, look, there's no Georges Patton on there. I didn't see any Georges Patton. So Patton may be going down here as Fred Aldridge and our man Shane Wheeler are both in the 3-point contest. So Shane Wheeler not an All-Star, but yet he's in the 3-point contest. Doesn't really make too much sense there. But at least we have a few guys that are in the contest for the season. When it comes to the stars though, we have nobody there. On here though for the leads, we do have Craig Lawson, so it's not too bad there. Contract extensions, we have nobody there for contracts, so we'll just go and skip that. As we did re-sign Francis Jenkins, and we do need to go and re-sign Shane Wheeler at the end of the season though. He's on a 1-year deal, cannot re-sign him though, just based on his term from the last contract. But approaching the last game of the season, we're going to win this one easily, 134-104 win final against the Kings. And that means we're going to win a whole bunch of games this season and barely take any L's at all. As Overton had a great game though, but look at this. Bojan Jovanovic is your MVP there, averaging a double-double there, 34 points and 10 rebounds. Crazy season for him. 6th man of the year is Chris Mayo. Cheney won it Defensive Player of the Year again, but Kevin McHale, Coach of the Year once again, 78-4 record. That is insane. I don't know how we do it there, I guess. But All-NBA first team with Bradley Beal Jr. on there is for the first time there. So Bradley Beal Jr. killing it so far in the NBA. Second team, no Stingers. Third team, we have no Stingers there except Cam Norton, a former Stinger himself on the Bulls. All defensive first team, we do have no Stingers in there. Second team, we do have our man Craig Lawson in his 2nd season there. So Craig Lawson doing very well so far on defense. And no rookies on there, obviously, because we have no rookies. But going into the first quarterfinals matchup, we're facing up against the Cavs, the 8th seed Cavs. Their team is pretty bad, I guess, compared to ours. A whole bunch of bench players on the starting roster. And their bench is not that bad, I guess, too. But other than that, they have Franklin Newsome, are their only hope, and they lose him to injury. So they take the first game, though, somehow, by 11 points. So we lose the first game. Wheeler has a double-double, Lawson has a double-double, and so on. So I don't know how we lost the first game, though. Usually we win the first game, but approaching the next game of the season, or the series, we take that one and go up, make it a 1-1 series, or all type of 1 apiece for the Stingers. So Aldridge drops 48 points on the Cavs, 24 and 12 comes assist and points for Nick Cheeks. So Nick Cheeks still playing very well though. He was up for MVP this season, did not win his 4th, but going into the next one, we take this one 2-1 as that series now after that win. So Wheeler puts up 32 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists in that one. But going into the next game, we win this one and go up 3-1 here in the quarterfinals. So right now we're about to eliminate the Cavs in this first matchup of the playoffs, and we win this one easily, 132-123 final, as we go and move on to the next round in the semifinals after beating the Cavs. So the Cavs, they go down here, a great team, but unfortunately they did not win against the best team in the league, the Stingers. As we're going into the next matchup, we're facing the Orlando Magic, who are the 4th seed, I believe, in the East. The Magic, great team though. I guess you have Jovanovic, who was the MVP this season. So I guess we're facing the MVP here as you go 1-0 here in the semifinals after this W here in Cincinnati. So 1-point win for us, 107-106 final, close game there. We take game 2 to go up 2-0 here in this series. as Aldridge drops 41. So Aldridge slowly developing into the best player on this team, the clear-cut leader of this team. But we take a 3-0 lead to go up 3-0. So I mean, crazy game so far. Games of us are winning a whole bunch here, as we're up 3-0 here against Orlando Magic, going into the last game, hopefully last game, as we're 91 overall right now, so it's pretty crazy to see that. But going into this one, we win this one easily, 133-124 final, as we're moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals for like the 8th year in a row. So the ECF, I don't know who we're facing off here as we sit in the current round. We're facing the Indiana Pacers, the 3rd seed Pacers in the East, as they have, I guess, an overall average team in the NBA when you look at the NBA. So a bench team as our starting lineup, not the greatest, but going into the first game of the ECF, we take that one and go up 1-0 here in this series. So Felito drops 29 here in his last year of his contract, hopefully trying to get some money here as we take in game 2 of the ECF to go up 2-0 here in this series. But Mayo puts up 15 and 10 for a double-double, as he is actually doing not too bad, I guess. The 6th Man of the Year award winner, hopefully can go and step up here in his playoffs, and he looks like he is so far. But going up 3-0 here in this series, we win this 114-110 final, as we go and sweep the Pacers, move on to the NBA Finals once again. So another Finals appearance here for like the 8th time in a row, as we're facing the Sacramento Kings in the NBA Finals. I believe we faced them once before there, but they won 55 games this season, crazy in the West. First seed in the West versus the first seed in the East. I like these matchups, but their team average at best though against our Cincinnati Stingers. The Stingers only have Cody Kuro at our starting power forward, but at this one, we get demolished completely, 142-105 final. We got killed by them, which is kind of good to see, I guess, because just to be honest, I don't want to win all these seasons in a row when it comes to championships. I want somebody else to win for once, as they take a 1-0 lead here in the NBA Finals. We're going still in Cincinnati. We take this 130-104 final, as we destroy them back again. So we get revenge for what they did to us last game, but we're now tied this one at 1 apiece here in the NBA Finals, trying to go and take a 2-1 edge here in Sacramento as we do 126-109 final. As our man, all our players playing so well, they're playing clutch in the NBA Finals, exactly how you want it to be, and exactly how I designed this team. But going into the 3rd game, we take this one to 132-117 final, as we take a 3-1 lead here in the NBA Finals. And 3-1 leads have been blown before. Like, obviously the Golden State Warriors blew one, and the Cleveland Indians. As going into last game, Game 5, as we're trying to go and take this one and win another championship in Cincinnati.
Misses off the left eye. And they've done it, the new NBA champions. What a moment it is right now to see the team who played so well together enjoying this NBA championship moment.
What a moment it is right now to see the team who played so well together enjoying this NBA championship moment.
And seeing this team come together over the course of the season and on into the playoffs, what a joy. I mean, there is no better champion the league could have asked for.
And a pleasure here at 2K Sports to be with you all season long. Good night, everyone.
So we win another championship here, our 11th championship of our franchise. My god, it's getting way too easy now, way too easy. As we win this series 4-1 here against the Kings. They really had no chance at the beginning, as they won the first game, but it went downhill all set ever since, as the Cincinnati Stingers are your NBA champions once again. So hopefully in the next few years it will get more competitive here, as we win another championship, as Nick Cheeks wins another Finals MVP. I believe like Nick Cheeks has like 7 Finals MVPs. I gotta check that out in a few episodes. But when it comes to this stats for our regular season, I didn't really check out the regular season stats before, but our regular season stats, we did have Fred Aldridge leading us at points. Rebounds wasn't even led by Craig Lawson, though. It was led by one of our bench power forwards, so it's pretty weird to see that one. But double-doubles, Nick Cheeks averaged double-double over half the season. It's crazy seeing that coming from Nick Cheeks, who is, I guess, going down his overall. His overall, it used to be 91, that's slowly dwindling down to maybe 85, 84, 86 kind of range. So Nick Cheeks on his last few years, his twilight edge of his career, as Nick Cheeks wins another NBA championship in his career. 11 is his amount. But look at that on the side, Francis Jenkins tied for 11 too. So Francis Jenkins, Nick Cheeks, and Shane Wheeler all have 11 championships in their careers. So going into player retirements, we do have a few, I guess. We do have like Javon Erickson, who was, I believe, drafted ahead of Lynn Morgan. So Javon Erickson retires. But look at that though, Doug Davenport did retire though. So Doug Davenport was a draft pick of ours. Dwight Greer retired as a member of the Bucks. The Bucks 4-time Sixth Man of the Year award winner. I think Francis Jenkins has about 4 Sixth Man of the Year awards, but when it comes to Harry Giles, he does retire too on the Bulls. So staff retirements, tons this season though. Like, what is that, like 20? That's crazy. I never usually see that. Usually only 1 or 2. But Dwight Guerrero and Zrunas Stoljic their numbers get retired by the respective teams. So the Bucks retired Dwight Guerrero's number. It's cool to see that happening. But division winners will now get the top 3 playoff seeds in each conference after this rule is changed. So going into this draft lottery, we do not have any top picks here. The Atlanta Hawks, the Utah Jazz, and the Memphis Grizzlies get the top 3 picks in this draft. We signed Blake as our assistant coach, but we're going into this draft trying to go and guess. Actually, we probably won't do anything as we're going into this draft in 2036.
With the first pick in the NBA draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Gregory Hart from the University of Arizona. With the second pick in the NBA draft, the Utah Jazz select Jackson Bowman from Butler University. With the third pick in the NBA draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Jackie Bryan from Gonzaga University. With the fourth pick in the NBA draft, the Denver Nuggets select Dante Buckner from the University of Southern California. With the fifth pick in the NBA draft, the Los Angeles Clippers select the 20-year-old small forward from the University of Tennessee. With the sixth pick in the NBA draft, the Boston Celtics select Jess Garrett from The Ohio State University. With the seventh pick in the NBA draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select Marcus Patton from Oregon State University. We have a trade to announce. With the eighth pick in the NBA draft, the Boston Celtics select Alton Norris from Washington State University. With the ninth pick in the NBA draft, the Chicago Bulls select Doyle Williamson from the University. We have a trade to announce. With the 10th pick in the NBA draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Shannon Mullen from the University of Southern California. With the 11th pick in the NBA draft, the New York Knicks select Ciro Rojo from Argentina.
So another year, another, I guess, okay draft class. There was Hart went first overall, 82 overall, 20 years old. He's going to be a great point guard in the future for whatever team he got drafted by. But when it comes to the rest of the talent, pretty weak, I guess you could say. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. I've seen worse before, like 69 overall, 79 overall, or 70 overalls, going like first and second. But Hart looks like a great clear-cut prospect for the future. He could play very well off the bat, I guess, for whatever team got drafted by, the Atlanta Hawks. So the Hawks, great draft pick there, but the rest, other than the top 2 picks, it's a pretty weak draft. But going to the next thing though, which is my free agents, we're gonna go try and re-sign Shane Wheeler to a 3-year, $28 million contract here, as that's basically all we can offer him at this point. Shane Wheeler, trying to bring him back for his last few years of his career, trying to make him retire as a Stingers. He's your top free agent for the season, 86 overall, 37 years old, and we're the number one team by far here, even though other teams are offering like 30 million more. So that just basically proves his loyalty there. So he re-signed with us. We also signed Joe Strawberry, but this is our roster drive this season. I guess I'll end this episode off for here. Make sure to subscribe for more Stingers franchise. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.